right, I am recording. Hello, this is, we're coming to you from the San Fernando Valley for another episode of Trek in the Valley.
Hi, hello, this is Hirt.
Hey, and I am Adam Ordall Quinnell, and we are in an undisclosed location where we come to you weekly to talk about an episode of Star Trek, the original series. And boy, do we have a doozy today. Very good episode. As you know, last week, if we've been releasing them in the correct order, last week we did the 2-part episode, right? That was
last week was 2-parter.
And that was the Menagerie, which was a classic. A lot of fun.
A lot going on.
Very good episode. And today is no exception as well. We are talking about episode 11 of, it's episode 13 because it's a 2-parter.
Yep.
I'm so confused because we recorded a pilot months ago. Okay, so this is Star Trek, the original series. It is actually season 1, episode 12 because they consider... do they do the pilot as 0? I can't remember all episodes. The pilot is... I don't know what they say. Did they say 0? Yeah. This just doesn't even list an episode. So yeah, this is episode 13 of Star Trek, the original series. It's called Conscience of the King, which is from a very important line from Shakespeare that's extra important at the end. Right.
I guess that is pretty on the nose.
Yeah, it kind of, if you read Hamlet ever, or if they still make people read Hamlet in high school.
They do.
They do. Did you have to read Hamlet?
Yeah, I remember it. I think he's the guy who's shitty to his daughters and then he's stranded outside.
No, Hamlet is the one who he sees the ghost of his dad.
Oh,
so his dad is killed by somebody, by his brother. His brother pours poison in his ear.
Haunting him, right?
Yeah, because his dad's like, "Hey, you gotta find who killed me and get vengeance, basically, or figure it out." Yeah, that's where Disney got that. And as usual, we're gonna kind of recap the episode, and while we're recapping it, we're gonna chat about our thoughts on it. And yeah, it's exciting. It's good. I really like. So the guest cast there. So there's an actor named Anton Karidian, and he's played by this guy Arnold Moss. And I just wanted to look on IMDb really quick here.
Arnold Moss, yeah, he's been around.
Yes, he was. Oh, the man. He was in episodes of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He did The Rifleman, all of the Western stuff. He was a big time TV actor.
He's on the Alfred Hitchcock show too.
Yep, from 1941, and his last role was in 1979 in a TV series called The Edge of Night. I probably saw him on everything, Bonanza, Serpico, everything that was on Nick at Night. But he's an instantly recognizable voice and face, which
really
is
good guest star.
Instantly recognizable voice and face. That's part of it. So let's get into the episode. Conscience of the King. Basically, Kirk, the Enterprise is lured by this guy, Dr. Thomas Layton, who says, "Hey, I created a superfood. I'm going to solve hunger across the galaxy." Kirk and the Enterprise divert course. Yeah, they got to pull over for that. So, and then they immediately find out that he's lying. There is no superfood.
Isn't this another episode too that starts with them landing on a planet for another reason?
Yeah, they got to mix it up.
Right.
It can't always just be the reason they're going somewhere. The shit happens.
For sure.
But so they get there, and What happens? Why did Thomas Layton lie? I'm not playing trivia with you or anything. But
no, it starts with like Kirk and this other guy watching a play, and what's really clever is that they do shoot it from the guest star's right side of his face, the right profile of his face, and it really focuses and zooms in. And I was watching it thinking like, oh, this is just Star Trek doing their classic zoom ins and all that of the eyes and shit. But the big twist is that what's his name? He was blaming
Thomas Layton.
Thomas Layton, but he was pointing out at the who was the head the main actor.
Yeah, so Anton Karidian.
Anton Karidian.
Thank you for mentioning the play. It opens with a play, which is cool because I'm a sucker for a play
Hamlet.
within a play. It might actually have So it's either Hamlet or Macbeth. I can't remember which.
I don't remember either.
I think I can't remember if they did both. If they did the same play both times, but the point is, yes, Kirk and Thomas Layton are watching, and Thomas Layton's like, "Hey, Kirk, first off, don't talk during a play, asshole."
Yeah,
but they're watching
just
this
talking
play,
like they're watching
and,
TV.
and he's like, "Listen, this guy, the guy who's up there, that Caridian guy, it's actually Kodos," and it's there's a musical sting, and it goes to the credits.
Yeah, it made me think, have we seen Kodos before? And no, I guess not.
Well, there's been a lot of K names, and then in Next Generation, there's all the Klingons with the K names and such, and Kronos is how you pronounce the Klingon homeworld name, so there's a lot of Onos and Bozers and Kozers and shit. So
very evil K's and O's.
Thomas Layton is like, that's Kodos, and Kirk is like, Kirk apparently knew who Kodos was as well. And then it's revealed that Layton was lying. There's no genetic superfood. He just didn't have any. He just didn't want to risk openly communicating. He didn't think Kirk would come if he just called and said, "There's Kodos. It's Kodos." Yeah. He didn't think he could convince him because Kodos is supposedly dead.
No, and the next scene is hilarious too, though, because it's just them sitting at the dinner table, and it's Kirk and what is his name again? Sorry.
Thomas Layton.
Layton's wife.
Yeah, and Thomas Layton and his wife,
like,
yes.
What the hell are you thinking? And he's just pacing and sweating, Yeah, he's all nervous.
And then they reveal that actually half of Thomas Layton's face is this big black mask kind of thing because his face was horribly marred in this thing that Kodos did. Yes. So basically, they tiptoe around it, but as we find out by the end of the episode, basically there's Kirk and Layton and this guy Riley, who we find out works on the Enterprise. They're the last surviving people who saw this evil dictator who was put in this impossible situation where the people on this planet were starving. So he ordered the execution of half the people on the planet, just like Thanos.
It was out of 8,000 people.
Yeah, they killed 4,000. Yeah. And then, as we find out at the end, the funny thing is, as soon as he kills those people, the supply ships show up early, and he didn't have to kill anybody. And he was, in the end, this evil villain justifies it like, if they wouldn't have showed up, I'd have been a hero. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But still pretty awful.
So that's
justified the means.
Exactly.
We'll get there. We'll get there later.
So Thomas Layton lied to Kirk to get him to come and investigate that this actor might be Kodos, and that's what it's all about. And Kirk keeps it a secret from the Enterprise. He devises this trick so that the actors actually he calls the ship that's going to pick the actors up and is like, "Hey, don't pick those actors up. I'll give them a ride."
It comes off kind of creepy though. Because didn't he just meet what's her face?
I'm trying to figure out how to pace these recaps because I don't want it to just be me reading beat for beat the episode. But yes,
that's true.
He meets Kirk, goes down to this party. So Kirk is like, "We're gonna stick around." He goes down to this basic. There's a really good line that I'm babbling. I don't want to miss it, but he's talking to Layton, and he goes, "It's not Kodos. Kodos is dead." And then Layton says, "Well, if Kodos is dead, then it's going to be a ghost that's attending a party at my house tonight because I invited all the actors to come over.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bah, 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 and you should come too, Kirk." And so then Kirk tells the Enterprise to stick around, and Kirk goes to this fancy dinner party at Layton's house for the actors. And then he meets Lenore. And Lenore is the 19-year-old daughter of
Anton Caridian.
And of course she's a 19-year-old character, so she looks 35.
Of course.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying she looks old. I'm saying she looks adult. All of the guest actors and actresses on this show, they always just look like adults no matter how old they are.
I think that was just the look back.
That's just how they look. They all looked like they were fresh out of an advertising office.
Yeah, maybe it was just not the time for younger actors to be big.
All the guys. Well, she was only 22, but she just look. They just make them. They just make them look like
it must have been the style back then, or
very
something.
Strange. Well, and we're looking back at it 1,000 years later, and so then Kirk meets Lenore, and there's just romantic vibes, but it's also very creepy because she's young. He's in his 30s. She's 19. In the 60s, I guess that'd be okay, but this is the future.
Even the future.
Yeah, even in the future, it's weird, and it's just very overtly like flirty sexual talk. Kirk decides, hey, we gotta, and the other thing is Caridian is mysteriously absent at this party, and when Kirk's like, hey, I hope to meet Caridian, Lenore is like, oh, he never meets or talks to anybody. He's only ever on stage, and that is not suspicious in the least.
Yeah, of course.
And so they go to. So then Kirk goes back to the Enterprise,
then
and he
calls
goes
off the port.
And that's when he. Oh, they gotta find the dead guy. Is this when they find the dead guy?
No. Okay, they ditched the party because he was trying to be all romantic and was like, "Hey, let's just like do our own thing."
And
you don't have a schedule, right?
He's like, "I'd like to see you." Yeah, he goes, "I'd like to see you again." And she's like, "Professionally?" And he's like, "I don't know, maybe not."
God.
And then she's like, "Well, we could go for a walk right now." So they go for a walk, and whoops, they stumble across a dead, half-faced man, Dr. Thomas Layton. And so he's dead.
They put him on his couch.
Yeah, they put him on his couch. They drag his corpse to his couch, where he is now dead. His wife is very sad. Kirk decides, hey, I got to investigate. But he doesn't tell Spock. He doesn't tell anybody.
No.
He just calls the ship that's going to pick up the actors and says, hey, ditch him. Just ghost him.
We'll give him a ride.
So and whatever happens is my responsibility. Like some shit's gonna happen.
And he goes, "Don't tell anyone." And you have my thanks. And he just hangs up.
And don't tell anyone. And this has nothing to do with a 19-year-old woman that I'm scheming to get trapped on my ship. So he puts this plan into motion. The actors are on the ship. He feels it out, and Spock is like, why are we picking up these actors? Why are we going so far out of our way? And Kirk's like, I'm the captain. Fuck you. I do what I want.
And Spock was like, did you know she was going to come on board? And he goes, I'm the captain.
I know everything, bitch. It's just like he's putting up this front on purpose. I think as a way of like egging Spock on to look into it almost. You gotta understand that Spock is gonna investigate.
Weird. Once we get to that scene, I'll talk about it. But
and speaking of investigating, Kirk pulls up. He's like, look up the files for Kodos, computer, and computer pulls up files about what Kodos did, and then he goes, pull up files on Caridian, and then he looks at pictures of both, and then he puts the pictures next to each other, and it's like intentionally. They don't look identical. Like it's hard as a viewer even to be like, oh, those are the same, because like they look different. You know, the two pictures when it's like Kodos versus Caridian.
It's meant to be off, to throw doubt and the different angle and all that.
Yeah, to make you not think that Kirk is an idiot for not just going, oh yeah, because Kirk is like wants to be correct.
I think that's what they keep up though, the doubt the whole time. But then it's like, I mean, he did the best thing because for one. I mean, for sure, maybe on the off chance they're completely innocent and Kirk is just a perv and he's trying to get with this chick. On the other hand, he could just be, saving the day and actually capturing Konos.
Yeah, and so it's worth it it's worth it for Spock to like take a look and figure it out.
And Spock was like, "What the hell is he doing? What is he doing? Bones, what is he doing?"
And and Bones is like, "Hey, that's a good thing about being the captain."
And, do whatever you want. I mean, I don't know. I'm just the doctor. And
there's a good Muzak version of the Star Trek theme that's playing at the party. That's something I forgot to mention. I'm just looking at my notes finally. But yeah, so Kirk is hiding shit from Spock. That's where we get to. And when they're actors, there's another scene, another romantic-esque scene between Lenore and Kirk when they're on the ship.
Oh my gosh.
And she's awful. She's like, all this power about the ship, all this power surging and throbbing, but under control. Are you like that, Captain? And the big gross line is, has the machine changed? She's talking about women and the machine of the future. She's like, has the machine changed them, made them just people instead of women? And Kirk is like, worlds may change, galaxies disintegrate, but a woman always remains a woman. It's like, fuck you, man.
It's Barry Trivers right there. Barry Trivers, the writing.
Yep, he's he. When you need romantic Drek, get your Barry Trivers, and it's actually good stuff. But it just really stands out.
I don't know. It's like they're both maybe conning each other, so maybe that I'm giving them the leeway here. Maybe they're both trying to con each other, and that's why they talk like that.
And this is when Spock is investigating. He finds out that Kirk and all these other people served on a ship together. Spock says the eyewitnesses are all dead, except now this guy Riley, who we've seen before in other episodes.
Oh, the singer at the warp drive, right?
Yes,
that almost blew up the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Riley also was saw what happened to Kodos, and there's a great scene where he's down in engineering, and because Kirk.
Oh yeah,
Kirk demotes him to engineering basically to get him somewhere where I don't know why he even did that.
He goes from communications to engineering.
It's probably so that because he didn't want Riley finding out that might be Kodos, so he took him off communications.
Yeah, that was probably why.
And so he puts him in engineering, and Riley's like, "I'm done." Riley's on comms with the mess hall, and he's like, "I'm just down here in engineering. I guess I got demoted or whatever." And then Uhura plays a song for him. And while Uhura is playing this like beautiful outer space sitar torch song with this space instrument, it's fucking great.
You just see this shadow creep into the shot while she's playing the music.
And this is the shadows in engineering when Riley is fixed on the music.
And then like it shows a wide shot, of Riley relaxing, and his face he's facing the other way, and it's showing his meal, which kind of looks like Starburst and milk. And inside the cup of milk, you just see this hand come out of the shadow and like spray this Windex bottle in this milk, and then just goes away.
Yes.
And then this is all while the song's playing, so you kind of feel that it's tense. But then one of the best parts is that, I mean, I guess it was the 60s too, but it kind of just like nails it on its nose that, oh my God, he's drinking the milk. He's drinking the milk.
Oh, so...
By the way, he's drinking the whole milk.
Yeah.
And it just keeps zooming in on his lips.
It's hilarious because they...
All while the song's playing, I think, too.
Yeah, so she's playing this song, and Riley is eating his space food. He's got space food on the side, and it's like the cubes. We haven't...
Starburst.
Yeah, we haven't talked enough about the cubes that they eat.
That shows up a lot, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have like the replicators. The replicators don't make like the cheeseburgers or whatever.
Oh no,
they have like protein cubes.
They're not having Earl Grey tea up there.
Yeah, there's no Earl Grey hot. They've got like green and yellow cubes or a blue cube, and
they never eat it on camera though.
So he's got these cubes and then a big frothy glass of milk. And yeah, there's it's like
that comes out of the
hand comes into the frame. You can't see whose hand it is because it's got to be a mystery. And they're holding it's like the kind of spritzer bottle that you would get to like spray your cats when they're bad.
Yeah,
it's like a spritzer bottle, for misting your plants. We've got a couple of them in the kitchen right now, and it just squirts this disgusting looking milky substance into the milk, as you described the suspense of. Riley takes a little sip of the poison milk, and you're like, oh, maybe he's not going to drink it. And then he just chugs a fucking glass of milk.
He takes a sip and then tosses it back.
Disgusting.
But then, I think the best part about that, though, is that they obviously keep the music playing and keep the tension going. I think there is some musical stings, though, when he tosses it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
It is classic Trek.
Absolutely. The soundtrack is fantastic in this episode, especially with all the Kodos reveals at the end when they finally get to it.
So the best part though is Uhura finishes and she's like, "So what do you think of that, Riley?" And Riley's like, he's just choking. Yeah, it's a zoom in on the eyes too, which is great.
Yeah, they zoom in on his eyes as he's choking and dying.
And he says, he gets out the words, "Get help."
Yes, he gets out the words "get help," and so then they do.
And now he's with Bones.
And then he's with Bones, and so Kirk. This is when Kirk can't keep it a secret anymore, right? Like Kirk is like, all right, I gotta tell. Spock is like, look,
Spock's already looked into it. He went back to the logs too, and that's how he found the Riley name.
Yep,
figured out why he got poisoned.
And Spock saw that Kirk looked up the information about Kodos and Caridian. So it really all came out that... well,
that's how he even got to the conclusion it was, Konos and Riley, because Bones was like, he just had too much of this thing in his milk. And Spock's like, dude, we're out in space. Like,
oh,
we fly,
that's right.
We fly. We
I
fly
totally
across
forgot.
galaxies. Like, we
Fucking
should figure
great.
out our
yes.
milk.
Yes.
You know, like
absolutely.
that's the biggest key.
So they're like, he was poisoned by a space lube, like a lube for spaceships. And it's like a milky lube.
Milky lube. That's
and Bones
so
is like,
weird.
hey, maybe somebody got it mixed up. And Spock is like, what the fuck? You think you think somebody's accidentally emptying the space lube tube into the milk bucket? Like, what the fuck? Oh, and something that we did not do at the beginning, I was wondering, why has this recording been so short so far? It's because we didn't do any of the stuff at the top. So really quick, I just want to read the. So this aired on December 8th, 1966. Kirk, the synopsis from Paramount Plus is Kirk suspects Shakespearean actor Anton Chrétien as a mass murderer. There we go. I love these summaries from Paramount Plus. They're always so like short and straightforward. It's like
show too much.
Kirk thinks this guy's a mass murderer, and they get right to it. I love it.
That's what's great though about these episodes too, is when there's not as strong of a B plot, and the B plot's just Spock being like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yes,
you know? And then they both eventually intertwine, and that's. I mean, do we get to that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at now. Right? Yeah, so
that part's really great.
Spock confronts Kirk. Spock is like, "Hey, I looked into Chrétien for the same reason that you did." Because you think that he's Kodos, and they figure it all out, and then Spock is gonna like what the hell happened? So Spock, I'm scrubbing the timeline here to see. Yeah,
Spock tells him, and then they realize that, or I mean, I guess Jim kind of admits to it too, but at the same time, it's like he's not revealing his whole plan.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is the scene here. So basically, what's happening is a half hour in, Kirk he's torn because he feels like, I need to make absolutely sure it's Kodos because he's gonna get a death sentence. You know, we need to make sure it's absolutely sure it's him.
Spock's like, yeah, but he's literally him. He's going down his list. You're next.
Yeah. and that's first off, yeah. So there's so many reasons it's him. Here are the reasons this guy is Kodos. Number one, Anton Chrétien's history does not exist when Kodos existed. Like Anton Chrétien's history.
Prior.
Yeah. Anton Chrétien's history basically starts the day Kodos dies.
Which is obviously number one.
Yeah. And then there's his daughter was born after.
Extremely flirtatious and invitational daughter.
His daughter was born after. And we don't really cover until the end when it's like revealed or whatever if she knows about his past. Because they're very careful to say Chrétien doesn't have a history before 20 years ago, and she's 19 years old. So I think that the writers and the people making the episode, they were very careful to be like, is she in the dark? Because she was born after when he became this. And there's a great scene between Kirk and Chrétien when they're like cat and mousing it a little bit. Kirk's like, are you Kodos? Right away. And Chrétien's like, if you want me to be Kodos, if that would make you happy, yeah, I'm Kodos. And they're like fucking with each other the whole time, and Chrétien is deflecting.
Dude, but then he just breaks him down.
Yep, over time, and that's actually next, the scene where we finally talk.
Because then Kirk's like, I need to be absolutely sure, and they're like, well, just
go talk
ask
to him.
Yeah.
And so then it's like cat and mouse, and then Kirk talks to the daughter again, and then where? Okay, so basically, one of the stipulations with this acting troupe being on the ship is they're going to do a play, and just like in Hamlet, when there's like a play within a play that's going to reveal who the killer is, that's what Kirk is going to be doing. They're going to watch the play, and he's going to decide if this motherfucker is Kodos somehow.
I don't know.
I don't get. Like, why didn't they? So they were just.
Look, it's part of being a captain, dude. You can't rise the alert or the fear among the crewmates and all that. You got to keep everything low key. And also, what's happening is what you were just pointing out.
I completely forgot. Like the most important thing
too.
Yeah. So because they need to raise the stakes, right? So Kirk is on the fence, and they're going to just go watch this play that starts in like a half hour or whatever. And then it cuts to the sick bay where Riley is in one room and Bones is like making a log. And he's just like, yeah, so I'm making this log, and we got Riley sleeping in the other room, and we got to keep him down here because if he finds out that this guy Kodos might be on the ship, I mean, Kodos killed his fucking family, so Riley's going to have a problem with that. And in the background,
go after them.
Yeah, in the background, Riley's like looking around the corner, and that's what jacks up the stakes
And the other thing also that we forgot, though, that happens prior to is that the other confirmation that Spock's like, okay, there's definitely someone going after you is Spock is confronting Kirk about it in his quarters, and then they hear a buzzing and a ringing, and they're like, is that a blaster? Is that a blaster that's overloaded?
I gotta just look at my notes. There's so many beats.
But they get rid of that, and then that's the other attempt. But anyways, so we're here at the plate now.
There's an attempt on Kirk's life. With they overloaded a blaster that's this horrible ringing sound. They find it, they put it in the trash chute.
But it was going to blow up a deck.
It was going to kill a lot of people,
not just Kirk.
And so the other thing that we kind of glossed over, you were trying to mention it, but I was motoring on about something else. So there was 9 witnesses that were still alive to Kodos's murder, or when Kodos did the thing he did that was bad. And 7 of those people have been murdered.
One was Riley.
And one well, not they.
Or the last
so then
two.
8 of them had been at least attempted murdered. 7 were killed because the last one that was actually killed was Thomas Layton.
Right.
So
Layton.
They find out that every time one of those people was killed, the fucking acting troupe was in town where those witnesses were killed. And Kirk is still like, I gotta be sure. And Spock is like, but it's logical. He was there.
Dates.
It all syncs up. And Kirk is like, hey, if you're going to accuse a man of killing 4,000 people, you got to make sure it's him. Logic alone can't do that.
Evidence.
It's like, no, logic is the thing that does do it, man. Like, that's
Bones
how you figure that out.
Bones is like, you need him, Kirk, you need him.
Yeah, and so that you know, Kirk confronted Caridian, Kirk talked to Lenore, Kirk just needs to be sure that this is the killer. I think after that scene it
confirmed it, though, for me at least.
Well, yeah, you know that, I think they do a pretty good job of keeping us in the dark as to whether or not she's the killer. I guess.
For sure. I didn't even think about that.
And so what happens is Riley is going to go to the play to kill Caridian.
He's on his way.
He's got a phaser that he took out of a locker. They mentioned that. I remembered something.
Right. Then he boosts up. That's when Kirk boosts up the alarm, though.
Yes.
Yeah, Riley.
Exactly. So they're letting they go to interrupt the play. It's between Act 1 and Act 2. We see Caridian do the speech. He's the ghost of he's Hamlet's ghost dad. That's not a reference to Ghost Dad. And they even analyze his voice patterns because that's what Kirk goes in to talk to Caridian about. Uh-huh. He confronts him. He has him record.
Read this.
He has him record the speech that Kodos gave before he killed all the people. And at one point, the actor looks like he's off book. And Kirk was like, "You knew that pretty well." And he's like, "I can read fast, motherfucker. I'm an actor." And then
I didn't add that.
Yeah. And then so Riley goes so he does the Hamlet's dad's ghost speech, which is like a very he's saying you got to do the play to out my killer, and so then they go backstage between Act 1 and Act 2, and this is when the daughter is like, "Dad, I've just been killing all these people." And you find out that Caridian is Kodos for sure now, we know.
Easy, yep.
And he didn't fucking know his daughter was killing these witnesses.
I think Kodos is just having a case of old man syndrome too. Maybe he's been doing these plays for the past 20 years and when people have traumatic experiences, they just block it out of their lives.
Yeah, so
I'm not giving him any sympathy. I'm just saying the perpetrators forget about that too.
Well, he wouldn't have
something so horrendous,
Well, yeah, and he even says that he hasn't forgotten it, but he says it's like it was a role that he played before.
It's gross, though.
Yeah, and that's how he. And he also said, "I would have been a hero if those supply ships had showed up on time and everybody had actually been in danger of dying." And so then the daughter admits to him, "Hey, I've been killing these people to keep your secret." And he's like, "What have you done? You've left me with nothing. I built this actor persona, and then you burnt it all down most expertly. And Kirk is just like standing in the background.
7 people compared to 4,000.
4,000 people, exactly. And she's just like, she goes from being a doe-eyed flirt, romantic flirt, to being a crazy person. Like she starts reciting lines of Shakespeare. And so at first she's just like, please, Captain Kirk, please let him do his last performance. And he's like, nah, the play's over. You're all fucking murderers.
It's like, security.
Yeah, security, get down here. And that's when Riley shows up. Riley's gonna kill them. He talks Riley out of it. And then she loses
Riley's before they go backstage.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
God, the fucking so Caridian is doing the speech, the Hamlet's dad speech, and in the background, Riley and Kirk are whisper fighting with each other because Riley wants to go out there and just kill him.
I know it's
and Kirk is like, no, dude, we're gonna figure it out. Just chill. I got this.
He's like, I know that voice though.
He killed my mother, my father. That's how he does such a great delivery of those lines. That voice, you know it. You know it's him. He killed my mother, my father, and so then
a good captain in this. Yeah, points.
Kirk talks him down, and then he goes back to sickbay. He's like, go back to sickbay, and then Caridian and his daughter have the conversation where she admits to being the killer. Kirk hears it.
She just goes off though. That's what's creepy.
She just. Switch flips, then she's like a serial killer.
It's like a Twilight Zone vibes to me.
She's speaking in Shakespeare verses. She grabs Riley's phaser, the phaser that Riley had brought or whatever.
Right.
And she jumps into the audience.
Out on stage.
And it's just screaming, acting all crazy. It would be great to be in the audience and be like, oh, it's some kind of interactive. It's one of them plays where they come out into the audience. That's weird. And then the big thing is
no one left. They all just stood up.
Yeah, they're just all standing there watching this play out. Kirk is trying to talk her down, and then she goes to shoot Kirk because I don't know what her end game is at this point. She has been totally outed, I suppose, and everybody knows that Caridian is Kodos, so it's all over. But she's like,
oh, they were screaming it all backstage.
Yeah,
too.
And so, but she thinks if she kills Kirk, she's still gonna keep her dad's legacy intact because she'll have killed all the witnesses.
No, she says it's probably the darkest line where she's like, "This is gonna be a space tomb, and my dad's gonna perform here for the rest of his life,
the rest of eternity." I think, yeah. So she's gonna kill fucking everybody.
There's such a good close up too of the eyes again, and it's like the way the lights are beaming off of her irises and
she looks bonkers.
Looks terrifying. Yeah,
did a great job. And then the big thing is she tries to shoot Kirk with the phaser.
The classic, no, don't.
Yeah, and then Caridian gets in the way and gets killed because he doesn't want his daughter to be an 8 times murderer. He's like, I've killed 4,000 people. I'm gonna jump in the way. So then that's it.
And she's like, no.
Yep. They take her away, and that's when she does the line. The play's the thing wherein we catch the conscience of the king. Hamlet says that to prove that the king killed his dad, and so that's how basically that's the conscience of the king is the the fact that the king has to do terrible things, like the conscience of the king that he killed his brother, and just like Kodos's conscience for having killed the 4,000 people, Thanos style. What did you say it was like? The Mist.
The Mist, yeah, the Mist.
So it's
exactly.
like he's like, all right, I've decided we're going to kill these 4,000 people. We're going to save everybody. That's it.
I was thinking, too, it could be Machiavellian, because it's like, the ends justify the means, or like leaders have to do terrible things or some shit like that. But
exactly.
Still doesn't help. Still doesn't justify it, but... I mean, also what we were saying, now that we're near the end of the episode, though, especially the scene with Kirk and, what's his name?
Riley?
The Kirk and Anton. He goes, when he confronts him about being Konos.
Yeah, back here where he's going to get the voice recording.
Right. We were both saying, this is really reminiscent of, when they captured or when they found out hiding Nazis among the U.S., just working among us and like among, civilians and populations, and... I'm sure some of it blocked blocked it out of their minds, or some probably didn't even know, or some were just escaping, but still it's awful.
Yeah, the fact that he's clearly built this Kharidian persona that has so much value to him. That's what he's
exactly.
That's what he's the most upset about his daughter. He's like, you've left me with nothing. You've ruined. This was and it's like, it's not like he doesn't have that weight on his conscience, but he's had to completely disassociate with the fact that he killed those 4,000 people by creating this persona.
And it's personified though in the show when he's performing at the end, right? He has the mask on in front of his face while he's performing.
Yes.
In front of everyone,
Symbolism on top of symbolism. Yeah. Yes. And like this, I've got the scene playing silently where he's talking about, where he's with Kirk and he says, you're going to blame me for a failing memory? Like, you'd remember if you killed 4,000 people.
No, that's how it goes though. They recall step by step by step by step,
But it's like somebody else doing it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I mean, I totally didn't, just capture 8,000 people and lock them off and totally forget and kill half of them for this reason.
But then he just also
lists the crime out.
Yeah, he also says that I no longer treasure life, not even my own. And that's foreshadowing to the end when he commits suicide by insane daughter.
Easy.
Yep. And let's see, I'm just kind of scrubbing through here. So Riley, the guy who plays Riley... Let me get to the IMDb again here.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is great, and he's been in a few episodes. I love this guy. He's like a real... He seems like a real 1950s, 60s actor.
Very by the book.
Yeah, we've talked about him before.
Bruce Hyde.
Yeah. So he's been in it before. He's fucking great. The dude who plays Kharidian, I've already talked about. He's fantastic. Barbara Anderson as Lenore.
Yep, she does a great job.
It's also good because I think these episodes are interesting when Kirk is hiding something from Spock or Spock is hiding something from Kirk.
We're starting to figure out the formula.
Yeah, that's one of the big ways the show gets tension.
It's good, though. Yeah.
And I like it because it pits their motivations as people versus or pairs it with their duty as officers or as the captain.
Well, it's good though too when the A and B plot kind of serpentine with each other.
Yes.
They intersect, they get out, they intersect, they get out.
And then it all comes together at the end.
And it's nice. I love how Spock takes the exact same steps as Kirk is like, okay, who knew the Kronos? Who knew this? And
Kodos.
This, or Kodos, sorry. Kodos,
no, that's okay.
Kodos.
Guillermo del Toro's Kronos doses.
But right, we need the capit though. So they're on the bridge.
Oh no, we're
and
yeah.
Then,
so
you walk the what was it?
So
we were gonna discuss. This
so basically one quick thing before we get.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I like that the conscience of the king. It's also, I can't believe we hadn't talked about it until now. 40 minutes in or 38 minutes in, it's Kirk's conscience. He has the conscience of the king.
Yeah.
He has to decide if this is Kodos or not, because ultimately he's the one. So it's working on all these different levels, and that's just good writing.
Yeah, it's man versus self.
They do a good machine-tight job of this.
Man versus other man, him disagreeing with Spock and all that.
Exactly. Man versus Vulcan. Yes. But and we're going to see them hiding stuff from each other a lot. It's part of their complicated relationship as friends, as they get closer friends as the series goes on. But yeah, so on the bridge, we're wrapping up as usual, and it sounds like maybe Lenore kind of did something similar to what her dad did, and she's completely disassociated. She's not there. Bones is like, I just did a medical examination of Lenore. She doesn't even know what happened. She still thinks her dad is out there doing plays somewhere among the stars.
Didn't you think though they nuked her memory or they?
Yeah, I thought I also thought maybe they gave her some drug that made her forget all of that stuff.
Maybe it's a bit of both, a little bit of both.
That seems too humane almost. Doesn't that seem too humane? Like, shouldn't
maybe she was so traumatized.
She was completely unhinged.
Well, he just goes, she'll get the proper medical treatment, Kirk. Don't worry.
She don't remember shit. She'll be fine. You don't put it out of your head. Oh,
and then
because
the last
Bones says you really cared about her, didn't you? And maybe he did. That was one thing where she says, was I just a tool? Because one of the things when he's talking to her on the ship and they're all being romantic before everything goes to shit for her and them, she's like, she says, he mentions that mankind has tools that they use to explore because Caridian said there's no soul anymore.
Yeah, that was his whole beef. It didn't make any sense.
But then but then she says, was I just a tool to get to Caridian? And he's like, maybe at one point, but I did. Maybe then it was something more, and that's why at the end Bones is like, "You really cared about her, didn't you?" And then Kirk says something else to throw off the subject, and then Bones says, "You're not going to answer my question, are you?" And Kirk goes, "Warp factor 1 ahead," and Bones is like, "That's an answer." And he did care about her, and it's like, Kirk, you knew her for 10 minutes, and she was a murderer the whole time, dude. You didn't. It's fine.
They need to relax. I think he was more embarrassed.
Embarrassed that he didn't know right away?
Not that he didn't know. Look, see, that's where it's weird. Because at first, when I was watching the episode with you, I was giving Kirk way too much credit. I was like, he's playing 4D chess. Like, he's, leading him on. This is the best of both scenarios. And he was like, I don't know. I kind of wanted to get some space bussy, like... No, and the creepiest part, is when he goes... And he calls the port guy, the guy that's going to pick up the actors from the planet they're on. And he goes, you know what? Just don't pick them up. I'll pick them up.
Yeah, it's so creepy. It's like
you have my thanks. Click. I just love that.
It's like when you tell. It's like if a creepy stalker tells a lady's Uber to leave so that he can pick them up. It's just so.
Oh, that's weird. I Uber too. But anyways, it worked out. But then I like how it builds from Spock's concern too. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. Keep because we've done talking about the episode, like what happened. I talked about the themes. I like that it pits Kirk and Spock. They got to hide stuff from each other. What were you just saying?
No, what was I going to cover? What was good too about the episode was, again, how Spock, I think it comes out of concern for their friendship of like, Kirk's acting strange. He's acting strange. What's going on? Like, that felt like, I don't know, I guess a little like Scrubs or Dr. Cox and JD or Turk. When something's wrong with them, they tell the other person or something like that. And it kind of waves across. It kind of had that sitcom feel of it too.
Like I
think the lowest point was the romantic writing. But then I was thinking, maybe she's so crazy that's how they both were just talking to each other. Like I said earlier.
She was out of touch. Like when you see her at the end, like then you think about
human,
it.
Right?
She and she was always kind of speaking in this waxing poetic. And then when you see kind of how detached from reality she was at the end, and she was only speaking in Shakespeare quotes,
like she's always an actress, like she's always acting. And
she was a fucking serial killer.
That's true.
What an interesting motivation for a serial killer too.
You think there's serial killers like that?
Serial killers that are serial killing to protect their father. Hold on. Well, let me stop at your question.
Yeah.
You just asked me if there are serial. So you're asking me, are there serial killers out there who are serial killers to protect the secret that their dad has killed 4,000? Okay, good. Okay.
No, maybe actresses. But hey, look, in the U.S., there's a lot of people. There's a lot of cases.
Yeah,
who knows? There's some schizoid daughter or granddaughter.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
I
yes.
protect my grandpa.
Yeah, or
they were gonna find you out, Grandpa.
That's such a compelling fucking narrative.
Awful.
It's such a compelling story that
it's just in space.
Because then the murderer,
orange colors.
The murderer is not even doing the murdering. He doesn't even know it's happening. She's doing it like without his knowledge.
And he goes, "You put more blood on my hands."
Yes, and he's doing it like a Shakespearean actor. It's so great.
That's what's so crazy, dude.
Beautiful episode. It's
creepy.
You got to play within a play. You got Kirk being creepy with a 19-year-old lady. You got Spock and Kirk hiding shit from each other. You got classic Bones. That scene is so fucking funny when Riley's in the background and Bones is like, yeah, Kirk doesn't want Riley to know that the guy that killed his mom and dad might be on board the ship. So, I got to make sure he's sedated so that I can go watch the play. And that was the other thing. Bones is like, a doctor's never been on time for a play ever because he was like late getting to the play. Like, dude, murders are happening and shit. Like
Bones
that's what you're.
Cool.
Yeah, Bones is so chill. Yeah, great episode. The Conscience of the King. Star Trek: The Original Series, fantastic.
That's what I was going to bring up too.
Closing notes on the episode, Al.
You were what was it? You were praising Riley, and
yes.
I got to bring up. I saw it in the compendium that I guess I have right
yes.
along with this. It's his last appearance, along with Yeoman Rand.
Oh, it's Yeoman Rand's last appearance
she
just
pops out of the elevator for like 2 seconds.
Oh no! And she had such a cold stare for. She knew So that's so funny. Yeoman ran because women
should have
know.
been more in the script.
Women know.
They ran. Like
she knew. She was like, that bitch is crazy. Like Yeoman Rand saw her and was like, that's it. Like, that's. And I would never say. I would never call a woman a bitch and say she looks crazy. I'm saying that's Yeoman Rand did it with the look. I saw her say it with her fucking eyes.
No woman. It says here in the book, too, she was finally removed at network pressure to enable Kirk to have a succession of romantic interests.
Dumb. I love Rand.
Garbage TV, I know. Yeah, Rand was great.
Garbage TV, I love Yeoman Rand.
But that's just how it was back then, I guess. I don't know, but it was pretty gross. They could have still, kept her in every now and then. But who knows?
And maybe also, I said everything I want to say about the episode, but Chekhov check-in, 16 episodes before we get to Chekhov. And now, you're listening. Well, today's date, it's November 6th or November 5th. Was just Halloween.
I watched
I watched a lot of spooky stuff for Halloween. It's daylight savings time. Do you think this is going to be the last time they do daylight savings time? People are saying that it might be the government. The government tried to pass a thing that's like
kind of a waste.
Might be the last time. I'm happy for it.
Who knows?
I go to work early in the morning. I'm glad that there's more sun. It's been very dark.
It does.
Driving to work in the morning. But what have you been watching, playing, listening to? What's up?
Oh, this was pretty... Well, no, it was a good hit on the Vita. But they made a sequel for the PlayStation 4 and the 5. It's Gravity Falls.
Is it based on
Or not Gravity Falls. It's Gravity... I don't know. Gravity Fall or something like that.
You might want to look it up. You're recommending it. It's not the Gravity Falls game.
No. Not based on the game or the show.
Have you watched Gravity Falls, the show?
No, but I've heard plenty of great things about it.
I hope it didn't get... Yeah, it's Disney, so it's safe. I was worried HBO Max or that...
Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush. Lord. What's it like? What kind of game is it? Platformer?
It's RPG? A platformer / RPG. You upgrade moves. There's a tree or whatever, but you're kind of like some moon lady, and you get your powers to, move gravity to bend gravity to your will with this cat. And it's like this moon cat, this galaxy cat, and you like fly around to these different areas.
Is it third person, like over the shoulder?
Yeah, it's third person.
Okay.
It's pretty dope. Especially with the new release too. Well, quote unquote. I'm a patient gamer here. I'm just still covering Super Hot 2, doing all those challenges.
Yeah.
What else? Ink Master. I'm sure I'm a little late here with the podcast coming out.
9 weeks ago, you were watching Ink Master.
Well, no. Okay, so they they bring in all these new people, and you're like, great. I can't wait. It's going to be a good one. And, no drama, no crazy audience because it's post-COVID, right? They want to keep it easy. They got a new guest hosts because of all the controversy that happened.
Yeah.
But they got the singer from Good Charlotte. He's one of the hosts.
Okay.
And it's like he knows jack shit about tattoos. He's like, I'll put it on my body. You got my vote. Like that. It's that kind of shit, right? But anyways, so then they put in these new, or halfway through, they bring back 4 winners that won the tournament of Ink Master already. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you need to really up in the stakes, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the other best again. And then it's like, what do you mean? Like, they already came back. And this third person, DJ or whatever, this is his third time
being on the show. And he's won. Has he won?
He's won twice.
Wow.
But like, he won again. But it's like, it's frustrating, but he's also just that good. So it's kind of like a battle of like, why have him on the show? He should obviously be a guest or a host or a judge.
Yeah.
He's done it twice.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that with Top Chef. They wouldn't have the Top Chef winners come back just to compete.
That makes no sense. Or just have a season with all of them, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, they've gotten enough feedback, I think, from the internet. I see Paramount Plus pushing it. They're pushing it in their ads and stuff, along with Beavis and Butthead, getting the word out. But otherwise, hopefully, we'll see a better next season with Ink Master.
See, so do you have any tattoos?
As cheesy as it is,
do you have any tattoos? Me either. And I'm like I'm
scared. I want to put like 2,500 into it or 3,000.
Yeah, I want to get a big tattoo if I ever get one. My wife's got varying size of tattoos and they look great and I love them, but I just have never, and I've been in punk bands. I'm into metal stuff. Like I feel like I would have and I've watched the first couple seasons of Ink Master with my wife and yeah, but I never got into it. But I respect it. I love tattoo art in general. I follow a lot of tattoo artists on Instagram.
Insane.
And which is a good segue into what I've been into lately. I heard of this band. I listened to a lot of like sludge or like stoner doom, like really long, drawn out songs that are like tuned down to fucking Z, super heavy shit. And I'd always heard of this band Bong Ripper, but I never really got into it. And I started listening to them, and they're just fantastic. Super heavy, long compositions. They do really neat stuff. Like they've got an album called Satan Worshipping Doom, and it's just 4 tracks. It's the 4 track titles are Hail Satan, Worship Doom, and they're all long. Super long, and they're very heavy. It's instrumental. So if you like good doom, it's great for like when you're working on stuff or just hanging out. It's good background music, but it's fantastic. Bong Ripper. They've been around for a long time, and they're very. I guess they've got an album from 2018. So hopefully the pandemic didn't get them. But that's my thing that I'm into right now. 9 weeks ago, as you hear this,
you don't listen to hip hop, do you?
Not really. I listened to the Beastie Boys a lot when I was a kid, but no, I don't. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. What
Drake
I hear,
came
I
out
like.
with his new stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's all right.
Isn't there a lot of controversy around that?
The big
He's like talking shit about ladies that he shouldn't be obsessed with.
He talked shit about 2 people in one song, dude. It's awful because the producer used the "One More Time" sample from Daft Punk, and he just slowed it down. I'll have to show it to you after this, but it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sucks because 21 Savage, the other rapper, he's great. And he's really good at what he does. And he overshadows Drake at some point. And Drake does this thing too. It's just, I think it's like he's going kind of down this Kanye route of like, I'm ruffling feathers, but not obviously as bad as, oh, it's just a sleepy tweet. I'm going to post this awful thing. But he's still ruffling feathers for press.
Yeah.
Because he put exotic pictures on his story. Drake did as the album was dropping and all that, just to rile the press. And yeah, exactly. It's like
make good music.
Just make good music, post it on billboards, do some.
People get rich and crazy. They were always crazy, but being rich makes it easy to eat crazy. There are no checks and balances.
What do you think it is though? If you're at the top of the top, do you think it's
just that
either his managers being like, you got to get more press? Away. That too.
It's just nobody will take their phone away anymore.
You want to get or I don't know. I think the conspiracy guy in me is like, you need more press. You need more press. You got to get your voice out there. Yeah, but it's like those erratic pictures are still too weird.
Just a fucking crazy guy. Just not because I have mental health challenges myself. Not to like throw the word crazy out there, but just a fucking kooky guy who's there's no checks and balances. He's a billionaire. Both of Kanye, same kind of shit. We're seeing so many, and then with Elon Musk buying Twitter, like we're seeing so many like
off the
dudes
rails.
Between 30 and 50, or people just having fucking meltdowns right now coming out of the pandemic. It's bonkers. But
there's an educational whiplash.
There are good things happening out there. There's good TV, and hey, when stuff gets too shitty, you can always just watch a remastered episode of Star Trek, the original series, and check out the podcast. Thanks for listening. You can follow any information you need about the pod. You can find it my Twitter. It's just ADAMQUESNELL. So it's my name, Adam Quinnell, on Twitter. And also, in case I'm not on Twitter anymore because shit sucks, I'm FAQ Rules You on Instagram, and that's where I'm posting all of the releases. And if you're listening to this, you know where to get it, but I'm in the process of getting it on all the stuff. Okay. Because nobody, I gotta get, it's just Spotify and iTunes takes forever. Yeah.
Dude, that shit's so crazy.
Takes forever. But yes. Anyways. Good. Thanks for listening.
Wait, before we go, what's the next episode?
Oh, good call. The next episode is another fucking banger, Balance of Terror, which it's an oft quoted, oft covered episode. We see Mark Leonard, who plays a Romulan over and over again, and a Vulcan in the future on Star Trek. It's his introduction as a character. It's a great episode because it's like there's a Romulan ship captain and Kirk, and they're like the Romulans are cut off from Romulus. Kirk's cut off from the Enterprise. They're just two captains, and their cultural like differences pit them against each other. It's fucking great.
Dope.
Classic.
Oh, one thing I want to add on to, though, just with the departure of Yeoman, Rand, and Riley, I feel like they're getting bigger. They're moving on. The effects look way better. The instruments look really good. They are really figuring a groove. The scripts are tight, dude. Like, this A to B plot, and the fact that you're saying we're going to see more of that.
Yes.
More Spock Bones, Kirk scenes.
Just keeping the secrets, playing off each other's expectations. I love it. And I don't know how the production schedule worked on this when they made it. Like
probably
a lot
pumping
of
them out.
Yeah, I don't know if there was like because sometimes like back in like when I was reading about how TV shows were made in the late 80s, early 90s, like they would film an episode and then it would release a couple weeks later. Right. So like, but I don't know if they did it like that with this or how network TV worked at the time.
It's a job, right? I mean, it's a gig.
Exactly. But whether or not they like shot 16 episodes over 16 weeks and then started airing them from episode 1 like we did with this.
Right.
Or if they were like just a week behind so they can adjust for what audiences think
and stuff.
But yeah, so next week, so if you're watching along with us, do your homework, watch Balance of Terror. You'll love it. And the remasters look awesome. Thanks so much for coming out to the Valley. Have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You can find out any information about our podcast by following me, Adam, at Adam Quesnell. It's not how you pronounce it, it's how I say it for your benefit. ADAMQUESNELL on Twitter, or at FAQRulesU at Instagram. Follow. I promote the show. You'll know when and where you can get it on more platforms, so it's on your platform of choice. Thank you so much, and reach out on either of those platforms if you want to tell us anything about the show. Also, I know that we're supposed to say this, like and subscribe, whatever that means. Thanks so much.